Cool. All right. Welcome officially to another webinar. Those of you that are tuning in online or watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, turn notifications on to get updates like this every single week. Again, members that are watching here on record, hit that subscribe button. We had about 30 or 40 odd people subscribed this week. Let's keep those numbers up so you can stay up to date with value that's coming your way like this today. Secondly, let's welcome the new members. Everyone, quick wave. Not a big list this week compared to last week's 20 or 30, but we've got Shannon, Jaden, Caprice, Zach, and Anthony. Guys, attend the webinars. They're here for you if you want. If not, you can ask to request recordings. The value like we're going through today, especially today, the perfect one session offering or perfect drop sell for rental trainers in gyms, but also online trainers, we're going to discuss as well. This is value that is uncut, direct, with no fluff and no BS. So attend your asses to this, if not watch on record. Let's go, guys. First and foremost, going to be a good one. Really looking forward to this. I think the amount of people that have to deal with the thing that we're going to be able to put together as a solution today is everybody. So there's going to be a lot of value taken away. Before we do get into that though, guys, Q&A, anything about anything at all. Take yourself off mute. I know questions, our brains are always slow at the start. Right, slow at the start, but you'll normally turn on. Is there anything about anything to do with anything? Otherwise, we will dive straight in. 3, 2, 1, cool. All right. The perfect one session offering. Who here sells people up to one session per week in their fitness business, or who has? Done. Everyone. Who finds that people that do more sessions are more motivated? Personally, I do. Anyone here, I'd love to hear from someone. We'll leave you, Jude, because I think you've got a wealth of this experience. Anyone here who's had life-changing results, like I'm talking like 30, 40, 50 kilos, or even 10, 20, 30, whatever, with people doing one session a week, ever? There must be maybe someone, but anyone?
If the I haven't been doing it for super long, but yeah. One of my clients with the best results so far is on one session a week, but he's just really like on the ball with everything. But obviously I've only got like 11 clients at the moment and I've been doing it for 5 months, so I haven't built up a long enough thing, but I do assume further down the line, generally with more sessions it is, but he's just on the ball even on just one session a week, so yeah. It's just an outlier, I think.
And I think thanks for the clarity there, Blade, but I mean, basically, in summary, everyone's pretty much saying no, which is music to my ears. I kind of knew it would be the way. Jude, do you ever have any massive, because I know me and you obviously combined here, we coach a lot of people in the past. Do you ever have any monumental, dude, transformations off one session a week? Or what did you find was the dictating factor for your clients getting the results they got with you?
No. The big transformation's always 2 or 3 sessions a week.
Yeah, so
never on doing any one. Yeah.
Basically, guys, to pre-frame here or continue pre-framing, the less amount of sessions that people do, the less engaged they are, the less financially committed. Welcome Charmaine and Damien and Ray. Good to see you as well, and Ryan coming on board. Basically, the less sessions they do, the less, and it's not because like they necessarily might not want to spend the money, because some people can't afford legitimately golds and silvers. There is people that can't afford that. However, I guarantee you the people that do the least amount of sessions are the least amount committed, and therefore they will have the least amount of duration in your business as a paying client. Would anyone agree with that? I think, yeah. The question is then, what can we provide as the perfect drop sell? Because obviously we know here at Pinnacle, gold is 3, silver is 2. We never sell on the front end one session a week, especially we do not offer all of our pricing on one slide, because if that is there for people to view, people will naturally gravitate to the cheapest price point. Because people don't care about how much time they spend with you. They only care about how much money they pay you. That right there, for anyone who's listening to this on record on YouTube, or anyone on recording that you've requested recording of, that there's massive amounts of value, even though it might not seem like a lot. And basically half-hour sessions, welcome Dan, half-hour sessions are basically what you want to be offering, and then you sell them in blocks of time. That's what we do. Silver being an hour, it can be 2 half an hours or 1 hour. Golds, 3 half-an hours, 2 45s, or an hour and a half. And therefore, you can tailor your packages to people's goals. And it's that simple, right? The question is, when someone can't afford it, right, what do we then do? So we normally then have a verbal drop sell. So most of you guys will know this, but just reiterating this for people watching on record. Verbal drop sell, again, you don't display the cheap price because people flock to it because it's the cheapest. Verbal drop sell to anybody that wants 1 session a week. We do not go fortnights. Anyone here have fortnightly clients? Blade, Zach, Tam, Lockie, Nate. Anyone want to explain how the results go with those clients? Tam, go for it.
I've got 1 client only.
Yep.
And he's a kid and his dad didn't want to spend more. But he wanted me to help kind of get his head on right, that like he can't just come into the gym and lift the heaviest weights possible. So, but I write a program for him as well. So he sees me once a fortnight. I speak to him way more than once a fortnight.
Yeah.
But he's following his program and he's done actually really, really well. But I don't like it at all, obviously. And he knows I don't like it, but I still do it.
That's fine. We're actually going to throw a third product or third drop sell into the mix today, and this is for fortnightly clients. I'm going to go over this. So if I don't remind people of how to do that, Tam, can you just prompt me later on? But basically, the people that are doing fortnightly is even less results, basically. I can pretty much gauge that, Lockie, Zach, Nath, you know, unless you're pouring in a lot of energy for free on top of the money they're paying you, they're not going to get monumental results. Ideally, you're hoping the people that come in on these weeklies or fortnightlies are like Blade's client, where they're fucking dedicated, but the chances are they ain't. So basically, in the UK, I have a great client, one of many. Obviously, Blade is one of many in the UK, but this guy, he prioritizes his sleep. Blade's just a machine. He stays up late. But basically, this guy, we've trialed this and it works. And I want to relay this to you guys today. First and foremost, to take it to that deeper level, like we were on the webinar last week. It was a great webinar last week. Last couple of weeks, been nice and deep. Who here believes that mentally, clients' dedication to the cause is a big contributing factor to them getting results? Anyone, thumbs up or hands up? Yeah. Nutritionally, do you think that's a big thing? Right. I think we're all going to be on the same page. Physically, if you were to rank physical workouts, in that sort of 1, 2, 3, where would you put the physical workouts? So just hold up fingers, 1, 2, or 3. Where would you put physical training? Right, everyone's going to say 3. So what do people need more? Here's a question, anyone come off mute. What do people need more than physical training? I've just given you 2
They need someone who can get them to be dedicated to their goals, basically.
You got it. Right? How do you think, right? And this is a free-for-all now. I'm going to start getting this incorporated, and then I'll split it out and show you the polished product that we're doing with Michael. So how do you think you could deliver this? What do you think?
As an online coach, Simon, I don't do a lot with the physical.
Yeah.
So it is pure mental coaching, being an online coach, and that plays with being a face-to-face coach as well. Purely teaching them nutrition, mindset, sleep, the important habits that they need to build in their lifestyle in order for the physical side to reap the benefits.
I love it, Sebi. Zach also nailed it in the chat, mindset coaching. Now, here's the next question. I think I'm doing a good job so far of stringing this along, stringing it together. Mindset coaching. So like Sebi's online, Alex online, we're going to be talking about some online tweaks. Alex, we discussed that, but we're going to continue with this now. Any physical person or personal trainer in person do mindset coaching with their guys? Like spend a lot on it? A lot of time? Yeah, Charmaine, Tash, Tane. Now, one question now is this: when you're doing 1 session a week, you're getting paid $60 for it, or about 30 quid roughly. Maybe that's baseline, right? It should be baseline. Do you find that you guys that do a lot of that stuff have to often over deliver in terms of your time that you put into your clients? Otherwise, how do you offer it? Someone come off mute. Ryan, what do you got, bro? Like, what do you do? Do you have to go above and beyond? Great to see you, dude, as well.
No, yeah, for once a week, honestly, it's tough because as you and I have discussed on Vox, so we do a lot of check-ins. are trying to do more check-ins with people. So it's like, okay, how'd your week go? And we kind of try to catch up a little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes. And that obviously eats into the session itself. When I only see them once a week, it's just not a time waster, but it's just taking up more time than I'd like. But in terms of, trying to keep them accountable, that's why Trainerize is so key. Seeing them able to log food and check in that way as well.
But you've nailed it, bro. You hit the nail on the head. Basically, it takes more time, right? I think more people that do silvers and golds, 2-3 sessions, multiple sessions with you a week, they're paying higher ticket pricing. You're more able and more happy to give them a bit more time, because obviously they're valuable to the business in terms of a cash flow perspective, but they've shown that they're also very dedicated to achieving their goals. Therefore, you're more happy to do it. The question is, when money is an objection and you know that people want help, how do you best structure the perfect drop? What most commonly people will do is 1 session a week, but we're never going to target them again with the top 1 or 2 things that they need. It's always going to be delivering the third. The third is that physical, because that's what people want from you. But what we know they need is the 1 and 2. It's nutrition and coaching. To spit it out now, right? So then we can focus on perfect drop cell for fortnightly guys, and then also Tash, perfect drop cell for kids, for students. I mean, a lot of value in that one too. What Michael did is this. Michael was basically delivering gold and silver packages to people, but was on top of that, was delivering what he loved to do, right? He loved to present or to deliver rather on a Zoom or a phone call. And you know what, people, what my perspective and opinion is on phone calls, right? It's not scalable. I don't ever coach people to do them. He was doing a coaching call for mindset on top of that. And what we found is basically his cash flow was, he was fully booked with 2 trainers, or with a trainer at the moment and an admin. They were fully booked, and his cash flow was it's not what it should be. I found out what was happening was that he was over delivering, right? By doing these coaching calls with all of his fully booked schedule, which took away from time he could be doing more money-making tasks with, i.e. taking more sessions with people. And instead of doing silver or golds, he was doing platinums. Instead of silvers, he was delivering golds in terms of his time because of these phone calls he was doing. Am everyone following this? Am I making sense? So basically what I've told Michael to do is this. When people sign up for golds, they do 2 training sessions with him, and he trades the 3rd session for a mindset call. That call is time he can use for doing anything he wants with the client to get them engaged mentally and to get them on the right wavelength mentally to be able to take action, right? Silver, 1 training session, 1 mindset coaching session. Now, the drop, and this is the kicker, the choice that the coach makes, this is you. So if you want to write this down, this is the kicker. A bronze drop, and the best drop, because since then we found, and it's only early stages, but it's working tremendously. So I want to give you the value straight away, right? We get the results, test it, trial it, give it to you guys straight away. He chooses between a session or a mindset call or coaching session, which involves no physical PT. He therefore will only work with people that are in person doing training if they do a silver or a gold, right? Which both include a mindset coaching session that this guy loves to deliver. So I just want to say this as well. He loves to deliver these, and he thinks, and I know all of you guys know the value in it, whether you would rather do a call or a Zoom instead of an extra face-to-face session is up to you. But I know for me, when I was taking 40, 50, 60 sessions, Jude as well, like massive busy calendars, I would have killed to have had a break from face-to-face training and do a call to break it up, especially if I knew the clients were going to win. So the perfect drop, therefore, if you get them onto a call and do mindset shift coaching and tell them, we need to get you primed, right? You may even find that you're happy to give them a slight decrease so that it finds their budget a little bit more, because you're not trading physical in-person time and energy for money. You're trading expertise online to improve their mental state, either on Zoom or on a phone call, to get them primed for training. When you find they're ready to execute and they're at a heightened level of motivation based on their dedication of only 1 session a week, you transfer the session into a physical one and then start to move them up the ladder. Now, does that make sense, people? Now, I want to hear people's feedback with this. So anyone that likes the idea, anybody that doesn't, any questions about it. But your goal, I'm saying you don't have to trade your gold into doing 2 physicals and 1 mental, or your silver doesn't have to be 1 physical, 1 mental. What I'm saying is the drop sell is either a physical or a mental, and then you choose, you tell the client straight away, look, our experience shows us that 90% of people, they don't need physical training. They need nutrition, they need support, they need to be getting their mindset right to then do the physical training, which is the icing on the cake. So we're going to start you off on this. If it takes 2 weeks and then you're in a heightened level of motivational stance, then we can continue training. Thoughts, and then we'll discuss price point next.
I would actually like to ask a question. Oh, sorry, you can go.
So Erin first.
Oh, I just wanted to quickly say, like, yeah, I really like the idea of like mindset coaching, but I don't really know like how to approach it and that kind of thing. Like, is there training you can do on it, or yeah, I think it's really important. But yeah.
Okay, this is perfect. So maybe we do if you want, guys, and do a seminar on how to actually build and what is included in a mindset coaching product. We do it next week. I'll just flow it through next week. Do you want that? Anyone want? Yeah. Okay. Because it's new waters. I mean, for me and Jude, I mean, obviously we're doing daily mindset coaching, right? With you guys. Do you know what I mean? It's all mindset, it's motivational. We're verbally there, voice messaging, it's high level accountability. So we can, look, I think all of you guys will have a base level starting point of how to build something based on what I provide you or what Jude provides you, right? Or as a team, we both provide you together. But with that being said, we can do a seminar for sure next week. So I'll make a note of that. And we'll go through the mindset.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool.
And Nath, spot on as well. Dan, you go for it, dude.
I have a question in regards to this. So do you think by doing these mindset sessions, they're going to value it more than what we're currently doing with the Voxes? Because like, obviously if people sign up for 3 sessions, they're going to get 3 sessions with the trainers, but I send them Voxes consistently anyway, which covers this process. I've got the weekly tracker and I basically cover it. How many people do their trackers and get back to me on Voxer? I guess, you know, if they need it, it's there. And if they don't, they don't. They're still getting their sessions in. But I just want to get your feedback and everyone else's feedback who does these sessions and what their experience is.
Okay, so as always, so with Dan, obviously having a wealth of staff that work with him in his company and doing, you know, multiple 6s in terms of turnover, it's different. I will stress, and this is why it's a great question, Dan, this is primarily going to be for people that are one-man bands, right? Because when you have teams of trainers, I'd say there's always sort of a 50-50 split on here with people that have trainers and people that don't, right? I would primarily focus on you doing this yourself, right? But Dan, you're already on top of everything massively. What this could be though is something you could sell as an initial product that you then did with, I mean, look, if you get your trainers to take these mindset coaching sessions, are they going to be able to deliver them? It's also asking a lot from your staff. And I don't think that this is something you want to qualify or train your staff on delivering. And therefore for you, I know which direction we're on, bro. You probably don't want to take these either. I wouldn't change anything if I were you. So this, you can basically leave now. You know what I'm saying? This is not really, there's no point in you being here, bro. No, there is, but basically this part of the webinar for you, great question, probably doesn't mean nothing. Tane, for you, similar sort of stance. Nathan, however, definitely this is for you. Damien, obviously for you, brother, we're nearly there. For you, this is. Sherry, same thing. Michael, I'd probably say same thing. Do you know what I mean? Again, a few guys there, they've got trainers. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense, brother. But yeah, if you've got a leverage business, it would have to be coming from you and then you transition them in. But if you've got a leverage business, you're going to have Voxer already implemented. So therefore, you could do a Voxer coach. Dan, here's the thing. Here's what the guys and trainers could do with Voxer. Super low ticket. And it's daily accountability to get them involved. So for me, what I do with a lot of people, all right, and Jude, the same, when we onboard people that we see as a team potential in, whether it's myself or Jude, no worries, Lucky as well. Basically, is I would choose, if it was me, for example, to bring somebody on board and say, right, I know that you want to come on board. I want you to see this community, or at least sample the communication from me. I'll give them 3 days access to the program. I say to them this: I'm going to be giving you my time and resource for free. It's no problem because I see potential in you, right? But I need you to respond to messages at least once a day. And it basically tests the water to see if they're ready for the level of consulting that me and Jude offer, right? That's what I do. So Dan, you could do, right, look, we're going to do base level coaching product. The base level coaching product for you, the good thing is it's $40, right? Which is half of the price of what you charge normally for your half hours, right? So it's half price. We start on Voxer. It's me and you. I'm going to get you primed. This is where content you put on top, which is more scalable and more deliverable to larger audiences, comes into it. And this is what we'll discuss, obviously, in the future, next week's webinar. Then when you feel they're ready, it's like, cool, you're ready, right? Do you feel like you're ready? Cool. Up their debits to the 80, they go to the trainer, you still give them Voxer access because that's what you're already doing. Make sense, Dan? And for you guys with trainers, it's actually better because you can charge at a lower ticket. You just do it on Voxer. But you just basically prime them and say, look, I want to start off with mindset coaching and stuff like this. You can have videos you send them with daily little voice messages and updates. And that's that. For individuals now, thoughts and feedback. So thanks for that, Dan, because that gives some value to other people. Any individuals with questions? We will go through it.
I think it'd be very useful personally, because I feel like one of the things that I do struggle at the moment is probably the mindset coaching aspect, getting them to do what that needs to be done. Because I'm good at putting them through the physical training workouts, but as we already established, that's the least important part of the process. Yeah. And the clients that are doing the best because they're already on the ball with it. So I think if nothing else, it'd be a good thing to get on top of mindset coaching, so I can more implement that in my face-to-face sessions.
Yeah.
But even if I could, like you said, drop sell them to doing them instead of the physical training sessions, it'd be very useful. And if I can use that for even doing more online training, or for training in people that are in the area but don't want to currently train at my gym, then I can do that and then eventually pull them into my gym and upsell them into more programs, more sessions.
There you go. So this here, it opens up, and this is where I'm going to say for Sebi and Alex, so obviously I'm going to talk about online briefly as well. This is exactly what it enables you to do. It enables you to create a low barrier sort of onboarding product to face-to-face, or a low barrier offer for people online to make sure that they're worthy of working with you. Like, and I mean, me and Jude don't like to play on that because, again, when you're in rapport building phases with people, me and Jude know the quality of what we've been able to achieve, and therefore we can then coach you guys to achieve. We're not going to be like, yeah, you need to be worthy of working with us. You know what I mean? It doesn't really, it's not a good look, right? At least I don't do that. I don't know about you, Jude. You probably do, but anyway, like it's one of those things. You pre-frame it in a way where it's like, look, we know here that the physical training is not the aspect that gets you results. We need to get you primed mentally and also do a lot of stuff onboarding. Benefit of this, it's cheap. And we want to make sure that you are ready at the right time. You are ready. We can then jump on board with your physical training. You know, would you agree that your mindset and your nutrition is as important, if not more important, than your physical training? Yes. You get them to agree and then give them a cheaper alternative. They're not going to sign. And this is exactly where you want to be. When you can unlock people here, there's so many people here, right? That I know where you've come from and stuff like that. The mental switches that I've had to make with my clients on the screen, huge. And as soon as you make them, it's game over. You can do that with these guys. They'll sign on, and then eventually they'll go, shit, yeah, this is important with it. Then you see all those resistance and those excuses of money and stuff go out the window, because of the approach you've taken and giving them a really affordable starting point. Then they go, shit, this is actually worth me investing more money into. So yeah, I think there's two ways you could do it, but we'll discuss it next week. But a Voxer one you could do, leverage trainers existingly use Voxer. And then from there, the goal is still to transition them into face-to-face training. You may even find that this can be opening up, and this is where Sebi and Alex again come in. Right, we're ready now for the implementation of the programs. We're ready now for the meditation work, Alex, the yoga, the mindset shit on top. Do you know what I mean? Sebi, you're ready to drag and drop them into Trainerize. Now we can start training. You're there now. If you guys can communicate this to your audience, you'll find that this will be massively valuable. Your drop sell will get you a lot of people across the line. And even if it is for people to realize that they're not ready, then that's fine. They're not ready. Let them be. Let them leave with open arms. The amount of you guys that always tell me you have returning clients all the time, it shows you that you're leaving people with open arms as well as welcoming them with personal arm or with open arms. Never change that personal approach. So that's that. Any more questions about this? But I think we'll delve in and we'll build it next week, so we can do that. But next I'm going to do 2 drops for fortnightlies and for students, which I think will be of value. Anything else on that though before we keep rolling hard?
Simon, will you not only go through like what mindset coaching looks like, but like the process of how we would implement it? Like maybe it's through Voxer or...
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how you...
Like
the delivery, yeah.
Yeah, the deliverables, yeah, for sure. So there'll be a communication method. I probably recommend that you do a call, because then they can attach some sort of service to the value they're paying, rather than this person just wants to take money off me. They check Voxer, for example, and there might not be a message from you. Do you know what I mean? Because you haven't got to them yet. I do recommend a Zoom, but yeah, we'll go through the deliverables. We'll put something together, me and Jude, this week. And then, yeah, when we polish the product, we'll deliver it next week. So that's that. All right. Who loves training students? Tash loves training students. That's awesome. Tash, you're on your own, apparently. No one else likes training them.
I've trained a 16-year-old before. It was good.
There you go. I trained a 12-year-old through until he was 15 and lost 40 kilos. He was 110 kilos at 12. And his mum went on to be a cleaner for us at our old property. Life-changing. Very rare that you have that with kids, but that was obviously controlled and driven by the parent, like you were saying before. Tam, wasn't it? You were saying about the dad was paying for it. So look, who finds it here hard to sell PT to children or to teenagers? We'll say to teenagers. Who here gets a lot of teenagers that they might have to do consultations with, or tours around a gym, or they need workout, right? All this sort of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, Derrimut is ripe.
Is it? Derrimut is ripe. No worries, Sebi, all good, mate. Derrimut's ripe. Anyone else have to deal with these people? Everyone fucking has to. I already know that. Okay, tell me, guys, what you normally do for these guys. What do you do? Do you try and sell them a service? What do you try and do? Tell me. I'm thrilled to know what you do.
Well, you get the gauge. Well, I get the gauge of where they're at. Do the consult, blah blah blah. You know, you do the usual. Oh, what do you do? Occupation. I'm a student, or I'm 16. I go to school. Cool. All right. So it's kind of already in that mental state. Okay, well, I normally say, oh, do you work? Oh, no, with my parents. But yep, okay, cool. What do you want to do? I want to do back today. Okay, cool. Yeah, to give them what they want, obviously, but I'm pretty quick, concise with it. Many extra mumbo jumbo, because half the time they're almost just not even with it. Like, yeah, cool. Half the time they cancel on me anyway, because they're not interested and they've got high social anxiety, so they don't really want to come in and chat to the PT anyway. But if they seem genuinely interested, and every now and then you do get one that's like 100% keen, I'll say, oh, well, look, this is what I do. I do show them the sale and whatnot. And a lot of times, like, oh, well, I need to talk to my parents. And then 80% of the time, I don't hear from them. I do train a couple of students. Funnily enough, I did sign one on yesterday. He was older, though. I think he was about 20. Student lives with his parents, and his parents are going to pay for it. He's a silver on 1 a week. So it does happen. But I do depend on their age and just their general attitude towards it is what I do at the end.
Perfect. Does anyone here have a non...
in your message, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Does anyone here have a... Don't worry, I got you, Tony. I got you. Does anybody have a non-physical training product that they sell students? No. This is what we do for students. So short, sweet, it's simple. Basically, Tom Rose, some of you, a lot of you guys know Tom Rose. Just as an example, yeah, she's probably the best Australian example. We talked recently about an onboarding PDF. Does anyone remember when we talked about the onboarding PDFs of what you show people and give them in terms of nutritional tips and stuff? Does anyone have a document that they give to their onboard, when they onboard people like that? Extra value? No? Okay, so basically, maybe this is something that we could implement as well. For students, what you want to do, as soon as you get them in front of you, you're going to be disappointed because you're like, oh, right, they don't have cash flow. You know what it's like. I don't care what any of you think. It's what you feel. Jude, you feel like that when you? Yeah. Okay. So basically, you need to have a solution. It's got to be in, out, quick. But you can sell to these guys something when they need it so bad, they will do anything. Just like a freaking bottle of Prime that they will have to go and buy and spend $20 on. I was expecting a few more smiles from that. Anyone know? You know what Prime is? This fucking new drink that all these kids. No. Where the hell do you hide sometimes, Charmaine? I don't get this shit. Ryan, in the US, this stuff is going rife, right, at the moment. Prime. Let's talk about Prime for a second. Anyone know Prime? Come on, guys.
I just heard about it. I don't know much about it. It's like, what's his name? One of the Paul brothers, right?
Logan Paul and KSI.
Yeah.
I feel like the 16-year-old kid now. So there you go. Anyway, Prime is a drink that people are paying like $20. It's like vitamin water, yeah? Jude, you know what freaking Prime is, right? There you go. So anyway, like when they have to have it, they will purchase, an emotional purchase, right? Basically what you want to put together for these guys is simple. A one document fits all with training split, macronutrient training. You can have links to your videos that you've got. Like I know Charmaine, again, I know you don't know what Prime is, but you do have a members area that people access training inside, right? Links to all videos, everything that they need. You can give them an example of a 2,000 calorie day with protein split with 40-40-20 or macro split 40-40-20, 2,000 calories in 180 protein, 180 carbs, 50 fat, whatever. Build a document, put love into it, make it pretty. Do it on Canva. Sell this as a once-off thing to them for $50 to $100. Get them in, get them out, and that's exactly what you want to do. There's nothing else to it. Had clients do this in the past, it works. Now these guys, like, again, it's something you got to price it. Like I would probably go top end $50. If you could put this together and you end up selling 100 of them, then you're making $5 grand over the course of 5 years, right? Or whatever. It's worth you doing it, because you want to have something to give to these guys. Think about it as well, longevity-wise, you give these guys something, they're going to keep coming back when they start actually utilizing it. Because the thing is with these kids, a lot of them, they actually take more action than adults. They're more hungry, right? You give them something, they use it, they get results. Chances are the parents might say, oh, this gym's going really good. And he's like, yeah, I used this thing. Who knows? They might come back later down the line for training. But I would put together, you know, what I've just mentioned. So training split, informative stuff, video links and stuff like this in a package, and it's a once-off, and you charge it out $50 and get it done. That's it. If they want training sessions, all right, we charge the training sessions at the same price. But the chances are, as most of you know, you don't give them anything else. Now, Tash, does that make sense? Because I know obviously you spoke about this, the kids and what to sell them a solution with. You can't approach selling kids PT, silver and gold the way you can a professional that works.
Yeah, I mean, we get my location. We get a lot of. We get some secondary, but a lot of them are uni students, and we get a lot of international students. So, like we had our one day sale we had the other week. We got 23 new members, and 16 of those are uni students, or they've moved here from overseas, or they've moved into the area because they've gone to uni.
Yeah.
And that's such a huge outlay. So like generally the biggest thing is obviously finances is one of the biggest things that they struggle with, but then also they've got time where they've got classes, tutorials, trying to work, you know, learning how to eat better, like trying to learn how to budget, that sort of thing. That's usually the biggest downfall. I find is generally going through getting an idea of what they're at. Generally, I find a lot of them, if they're moving at home for the first time, they've like to have a bit more freedom. So potentially ones I found that I'm finding sort of what's held them back and they go, well, you know, I was living at home, I didn't have much control over, you know, food as far as what I was eating, then they didn't feel confident at that stage just to exercise, go to a gym, just getting that sort of that branch from them and finding why they've not done anything in the past. It could be I've had ones who go, look, you know, I did PE in school and it just wasn't for me. Like I just don't know what I'm doing. And that was their initial, and they go, yeah, I want personal training. I want something because I just don't know. And they'd like to be able to have that bit more control. But then it comes down to, you know, oh, I haven't got this into my budget for, because I'm now paying rent, or but I had 4 last week that I couldn't get through the conversion as yet, but I'm touching base with them in a couple of weeks. Just starting uni, buying all their books, you know, the fees and stuff. Well, that's a big hold up.
100%. Like, I think as someone who's been at university, anyone studied here, uni or college, and done stuff like that, like there's a few of us here, right? Honestly, and I was fortunate. I went to university after having a gap year, so I had cash. I would never have had a PT at uni. I did not want to train. And I'm not saying that these people don't, because they express that they do. But what they're not going to do is prioritize in their budget to pay someone $60 minimum per week. However, if you can put together, Tash, and if you've got a large influx of these people, you put it as the student pack, right? The student Kickstarter. You build this document out once, you pack it full of value, you put 2 or 3 hours into it, designing it, making it look pretty, and you can give them a brief scroll for it. So it's got student-based diet plan to hit a budget, right? Or on a budget. You can put things together such as like what to do with training in half-an-hour blocks, because you've got study, you've got lectures, what to do. You can come and use this on your own. This is the solution for you. Like even, and I mean this in the nicest way, like even following up with these guys, like the chances of you getting these guys across the line is minimal. And we've got, I mean, your business has probably trebled since we've started. We've got some big things to do, put their energy into that. I think this document is what you do as a drop. It's a perfect drop sell. This can also be used, guys, as a drop to anybody. So if they ever give you an excuse, which is, I just want something to do, or I can't afford it, you can say, look, this is what we've got. And it's called the PT pack, right? The PT pack, and whatever you want to call it, right? Has everything in. It can be a 10-page PDF, and it's a once-off fee for adults of $100. That's it. So you use this, see how you go, and you will get freaking results. It's just going to come down to whether you want to follow it. The only thing that with the PT you're getting is high-level accountability. You're getting me to train you. Your form and technique's going to improve. You're getting nutritional guidance. You're getting all the tracking, your photos, your measurements, your weight. That's the extra you're paying for PT. But if you want something as a drop where you can tell people are not prioritizing the budget of PT, just put that pack together and give it to them. I want to challenge one of you guys to put this together and share it with me, and then I'll critique it, and then we'll deliver it to the group.
I'm lucky with that. I've actually got a couple of students that are on my books at the moment. They are doing silvers. I said I've got 3 of them at the moment, and they're prioritizing all their time. And I've been training one of them for about over 12 months, one's about 6 months. And a lot of them was, and then the other one was obviously working last year and decided to go back to uni to reskill. And they basically were really on the board, and they just let me know. So look, you know, once you have my uni timetable set up, they basically sat down with me, worked out their new schedule when they had classes and shoots, and they've got locked in every single week. So I got quite lucky with these ones that they are really committed, and they've just said, look, they'll let me know if they need to make any changes, but it's basically now got a time schedule where they know when they got their classes, when they're training, when they're doing their meal prep. Very, very lucky, but like I said, it's a very few and far between.
Exactly. It's never say never, right? You're going to get people occasionally, but it's very few and far between. So this is the solution for few and far between. Also, guys, on that note, like I always have a lot of people say, like on the pre-exercise questionnaire, how do you ask about how much money people have as their disposable income, right? With these guys, it's very, very polite to go about it like this as well, because a lot of people have resistance asking that question. Just on that as well, The pre-exercise questionnaire is there to prompt conversation that you elaborate on rapport build, all right? So it's, right, Jack, what do you do at the weekend? Oh, I go to Marvel Stadium, I watch the Dockers, or not Dockers, but I watch Collingwood, or oh, cool, you support the Pies, or I support Carlton, right? Are you watching the game? We elaborate on it a little bit more. Okay, cool. At the weekend, Jack, when you go to Marvel, right? How much do you spend on going tickets, few beers, pie, like whatever you do, right? Oh, yeah, $150, $200 for the weekend? Sweet. You pre-frame it. Going back to what I was saying, right? It does not harm you guys at all with students to be like, what's your student budget? Let's go straight in because I want to try and give you something that works for you straight away. Student budget, like per week. And if they tell you they've got $300 and they come from a rich family that's supplying them pocket money and they're happy to invest, awesome. Yeah, that's the few and far betweeners. If not, you can go, cool, right? What I want to do today is this. This is what I've got for you, right? This is everything. PT is not going to be for you. I'm going to deliver you value today. We're going to go through a session today. But if you want to do anything ongoing, I'm guessing because you told me you're serious 1 to 10 on the scale or whatever, this is what you need. We'll then start today's session by going through this and I'll give you as much value as possible. Does that sound good? Cool. Do you know what I mean? You can just be blunt, direct with it, but professional, polite, right? So don't ever question about, you know, asking the students about their budgets either. Be realistic. Just say, I was a student once, and I was a student, you know, relatability, right? Okay, makes sense. So someone put that together. And honestly, if you sell this over the years, you'll make a lot of money, guys. You really will. And at least you'll get paid for your time you're putting into these guys, rather than going, oh God, another fucking student. Yeah, here's another hour of my life wasted. Because that's what it is. It'll be wasted 9 times out of 10. Okay, the fortnightly drop next. How are we doing for time? I think we're doing all right. We're doing good. Fortnightly drop. I had someone this morning, can't remember who it was. Someone this morning said, fortnightly, what do you provide people with fortnightly sessions? The answer is not a fortnightly session or monthly. Right? That was even worse. Like some people want a session monthly. Now, especially if you're like in the beginning stages of business and you want to boost your cash flow, someone says, I want to do a session a month. What you need to have is the right solution for them, or even a session a fortnight, because again, we've talked about 3 dedicated, 2 dedicated, 1 session a week, not that dedicated, 1 a fortnight. That basically means can't say no to you, but I do want something. 1 a month, that just basically means it's pointless you even start. So the question is, how do we put together a fortnightly and a monthly drop? So you could look at it as our coaching product that we will do next week is the drop. Then you've got a second drop, which is for students and stuff like that, which is a once-off, right? And then you've got a drop for fortnightly and monthly. And this is for some people a refresher, but for those of you who don't know, if anyone wants to work with you fortnightly or monthly, just say we do not offer personal training for that. What we do offer, however, is this. It's a monthly ongoing fee of direct debit. You do it normally for the session price of 1 session, all right? And what you do is you provide them coaching. There's a minimum term which gets them to commit, all right? And I'll do a minimum term of 12 weeks and then it rolls from there. 12 weeks is enough time for people to get results. That can guarantee that you're going to make a few $100 over those 12 weeks. But you use 1 session per month to get these guys to come in where you do nothing other than measure, weigh, before photo or your progress photos and talk about their goals. What you'll find when you deliver sessions to people fortnightly or monthly is, do you think they're going to have monumental change? No, and it's because they're not committed, because they're not held accountable. So what you do is basically say, look, it's not working. Again, you're spending $100 a month, and I would put your price up, guys, if you want to realistically. Like you do it more than 1 session price of $60 a month. That's $15 a week. They'll go and spend that within 10 minutes of leaving the gym, guaranteed. Yet money is an excuse for them. It's lack of priority. That's why they won't get the results. You can bank on it. So you basically say, look, you're doing $100 a month. You do 200, you're going to get weekly sessions. And you just bump them up into their bronze, and then from there, up higher up the ladder. But what I would do is you give them a check-in each week to fill out. You give them a program to go away, do the nutrition. I would start this off by doing a minimum of $100 up front, which means that they can get all that value from you. They pay you that, then you build the program. Dan Pardo's had a wealth of experience around delivering people things that they never pay for, and he'll tell you himself. It's like he'll spend the time putting together the programs, the nutrients and everything, send it to them. They just basically go, bye, Dad. See you later, mate. And it's not cool, but it happens. So take the payment, then build it. All right, take the payment, then build it. And then from there, you book them in their check-in with you once a fortnight, once a month. Then you relay that they're not getting results. If they're getting results, freaking awesome. You'll have someone on a really low ticket product, but you're doing low amounts of work for, and they're actually getting results. Perfect, but it's better than you getting nothing. It's better than you getting nothing. And that's what the student package does. And that's also what this package does, fortnightly and monthly, and what our mindset, mental coaching to transition into PT physical sessions will also do for you. So that's the 3 drops. And Erin, perfect timing. Well done. Questions about anything to do with all of these? So we'll put together the mental coaching one, but that then, guys, will all come down to, just like everything will, it'll come down to how you deliver these. I can guarantee you put Jude in a setting with this product, you put me in there, and just using me and Jude as examples, it's basically flying off the shelf, right? Because of the mindset and belief around we have when we create these packages, when we bounce off each other and use both of our combined 10, 15 years in the fitness industry experience, probably a lot more than that actually. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's belief in delivering them that will get you the sales. Tam.
Do you actually see a point in doing the fortnightly is okay, but monthly, whatever sessions? Like that means you have to put aside extra time that specific week for you to do a session, like when you could rather just go and find a more regular client.
Very good question. The answer is you're completely correct. I personally would never bother with monthly sessions ever. I would rather say, sorry, I can't help you. Go find someone else that will, because you're not going to get the results. But remember, the point is to try. All right, we'll do it. There's show me the commitment. $100, right? We'll get to you in a sec, Zach. $100 up front, 150, $200 up front, whatever it is. Then you can go away and do it just to make the point. Like for me, I like to make points. Like when I know I'm not wrong, it's like, all right, we'll try it your way if you want. And I'll just show you, told you, didn't get the results. You need PT. Do you want it? No, cool, bye. I can't help. Do you know what I mean? You're not prioritizing enough. I would go through that extent to make a point, but I wouldn't these days now, I wouldn't, because time's more important. And for you as well, trying to get rid of clients at the moment, Tammy, right? Your time is more valuable, right? Yeah, never had a client that wants to get rid of clients. Tammy's fully booked, bursting at the seams. There you go. Zach, what do you got?
Well, yeah, that kind of basically just addresses what I was just about to say, Tammy. It kind of like it would depend on how full you are. So for someone who's not full, like a monthly session is going to be fine, because yeah, you just like Simon said, very much up the price from one single session, and then yeah, just sit down with them, do whatever the measurements, the check-in, the photos and all that. But once it gets to a point where you're in your situation, Tammy, like absolutely, you would just say, look, sorry, I'm full. Like I literally can't squeeze you in. If that's all someone's wanting to do is one session a month.
100% agree. And think like Tam, we were saying about the older client doing one session a week with you recently, and you were saying one's not enough. I need to do 2, right? So this sort of stuff is just no. For you, it's no. But again, people that are starting, people that are coming on board, and people that are looking for clients, they're like, oh, well, what can I offer them, Simon? Like what can we do? And yeah, that's it. That's what I recommend that I would do if I were you. Questions again, anyone? Jude, anything you want to put on top as well for the guys? I know we came up with this content together, and obviously you're like, yeah, you deliver it, do your thing, side. But anything you want to add, bro?
Yeah, with this sort of method will help like trainers who don't have a lot of clients build up more and more clients, and just more people in the funnel eventually. And as you get bigger and you start scaling, these sorts of things are going to be less and less important, because we want more consistency over time rather than, and if you're also really good at sales, sorry, not good at sales, but good at marketing, you can sort of filter out these sort of clients coming in. I used to always filter out, like when you're trying to really optimize how many leads you're getting, how many consults you're getting, you really want to optimize the time you're spending with people who are younger and students and stuff like that. So, and also if you have a niche, you can work towards getting more of them as leads rather than just and filtering out people who are younger. Yeah. That's what I always used to do. I never used to take people under 18, and then you start figuring out, oh, this person has a uni email address and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can kind of guess that they're at uni before like .edu or some shit like that. But yeah, no, that's good. I think the main thing Jude said there is a point that I missed on. So thanks, bro. All of this stuff fills up your funnel. And again, this has come, no worries, Charmaine, this has come from the place of wanting to help everybody. Again, Jude says niche, right? And Jude, he delivers a lot of work niche specific. I'm more kind of like, I want to help everyone. Everyone knows I'm a serial giver, right? But that sometimes can take away from the quality. But what Jude said is, again, fills the funnel up. You want to help everyone, guys, and this will enable you to help people that have budget issues, are a student, which is not an issue. I was going to say have student issues, but it's not an issue. That's just the time that they're at. And look, people that want to do monthlies, fortnightly, it enables you to help everyone, guys. So hopefully being able to do that, we'll build the coaching package next week. Again, anyone else? Yeah, you need a blue card as well. That is correct. Is that, Michael, though, for just training them though? You can provide them workouts.
Yeah, you can probably give them a workout, but if you're going to actually be training them, then you've got to have the blue card.
Yeah, some
gyms going to make you have it anyway.
Yeah, a lot of gyms now. I hear Queensland requires a lot more blue card approval than Vic. I've never heard of a trainer in Vic needing.
What's the blue card?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Blue card's working with children's app. It's a working with children card. But here they don't push it. Queensland, there's a lot of nasty adults up there, obviously. So they need to obviously have something to regulate those people. But
I don't even have my working with children's check. I didn't even know I needed that. The gym accepts the kids, so why can't I?
Exactly. You don't need it. Some places will make it that you do. It's basically I think, is it also like childcare industry and stuff like that, Michael? It's not fitness industry wide, not just fitness industry. I think it's like,
it covers everything. Anywhere you got to be with kids.
Yeah.
Then you get like the gold card as well, with like working with older people.
Yeah,
I need one of them. I do that too, and I don't have a gold card.
I've worked with people in their 70s, like they're adults, they can do what they want.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the rules up here are a bit stupid. Like Nicole's just had to get a gold card for work, because a couple of the people are gold cards for people on NDIS, so she has to have that for them. So yeah, it's just different rules up here for different things.
Yeah,
and as a part of the franchise agreement with anyone they've basically put it through as a corporate thing that any of the clubs that want to be able to train under 18s. So the youngest that we can take people on is 16. But anyone under 18, the clubs have to be registered, and all trainers and all staff that are there have to actually have their working with children's checker. It has to be sent through, and it's lodged.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it is a Queensland thing. It is more of a Queensland thing where they regulate it a lot more, but you don't need it. It's just sometimes preferred that you have it. Yeah, it's preferred that you have it, and it's that simple. But good webinar, guys. Hopefully there's value there. Again, someone go away and put this together. Put the drops in place. We'll build the coaching product. Yes, Tam?
Can I ask a really quick question that's not super related?
As long as you need.
So now I'm like a year and almost a half in with my sessions, and some people I've had since the very beginning, and my price has increased literally by like $5. How do I approach people? And then side note, I've got an old lady who was training with a previous personal trainer for $37 for half an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's like really nice. She was like, any chance you can take her on for the same price? But now and I said yes, because I'm a nice person. But now she wants to do a second half an hour session a week. And I'm like, for $37 flipping dollars, like, what do I do?
What do you do? So the first one you said about, was it just about general increasing your prices?
Yeah.
Okay. Message me about that. I have a price rise video for you. So there's a template that we use. It's an email template. It has like a 95% success rate minimum. It's normally like 99 out of 100 clients will always just agree to it. If anyone wants to raise their prices, just ask me for the price rise template video and you can put the email together. The second thing there, I could be nasty and say you've made your bed, so now you got to sleep in it. But like,
which is fine. I just want to know if like, I mean, it's 37. I don't even know how they came up with that number in the first place.
Aren't you trying to get rid of clients and then you're taking them on for 37? What are you doing?
No, I took her on ages ago, but now she was like, oh, I'm stopping my Pilates or whatever. I want to do a second session. I want to help her. Like she doesn't really exercise otherwise.
Jude, what do you reckon?
I would say that if you want to come on for a second session, you're going to have to pay the full price of what you're currently charging. That's what I do personally. And then I'd personally get it to end up paying the full price if you have it for ages.
There you go.
Because you're like, she's paying for the value, right? You're a better trainer than the other trainer. That's what I would gather from being coached by us.
Yeah, I think that's a great. I think that's a great way to handle it. I would personally just say, look, just say, look, you just got to be honest. Be honest. And again, like I said, guys, deliverables about everything we've talked about here. Students, okay, let's be honest. What's your budget? What's your student budget per week? Because I know you're not going to be. Just be honest. Like, there's no problem. Just say, look, I'm delivering you sessions at $37.50. All right. If you want the second session, it's $100 for the two. Right. Do you know what I mean? So that means you're at least then you're getting paid 50 average for the two. Your sessions are 60 per half an hour, right? So add the 60 to the 37, that's 97. Just say, look, it's $97 for the two. And just say, I'm just being honest, like you're getting nearly 50% discount on the first session. Second session is full price. And then from there, like Jude said, eventually, again, people, it's ironic. The irony of it all, guys, is this: the more people pay, the more they will pay attention, the better results they get. And it is that simple, but you've got to be able to balance yourself and obviously deliver it the right way that gives them confidence to sign up on the price point that you have your sessions priced at.
I could be wrong, Jude or Simon can correct me if I am, but I'd take that as an opportunity to like pre-frame for a price rise in the future for her as well. Like, you know, just like, hey, this is how much it's going to be if you want to add this extra session, and just so you're aware, within the future, we would be looking to increase the price per session up to what I standardly charge.
I think that's a good point. So Tam, if you're going to do a price rise anyway, just say, look, I've got a price rise that's coming in. Obviously at the moment you're getting looked after with your session price. I would say if you want the second session, we do it at $100. At least then it raises your average to 50. And you could be nice and just say that will be your price rise, right? But there's one coming anyway. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just being honest.
She can't afford it, so I would lose her, which like isn't the worst thing in the world. But
lose clients, so it's a win-win.
I know, but I don't want to lose everyone that I'm left with.
Yeah, you just want to lose everyone. So everyone, well, round of applause. Tammy's thrown away all of her clients. So yeah.
But no, I like the averaging it out at like $60.37. That's good.
I just do $100, and I do that. So it's 50 a session, and then just say it's what it is. Otherwise, just keep her on the one. Does she get amazing results?
She gets no results.
Exactly. There you go. Point proven.
But she moves and she does resistance training once a week at least, rather than nothing, which I think is beneficial for someone at the age of 78.
That's exactly right. You're 100% right. Just like
she keeps saying, I want to lose this. She's very funny. It's hilarious. But I'm like, okay, well then you have to let me help you. And she goes, oh, but I want to eat my biscuits. I'm like, I don't care.
And my tea and biscuits. No, anyway. It is what it is. You know what to do. You need anything, just reach out here. Anything else, guys, at all?
Yeah, can I ask a quick question?
Of course, darling, of course.
You with the mindset, I really love that idea because I feel like they all need that. But so when you come back to the videos, like linking, actually it was the student thing, wasn't it?
But that's still something we'll build into the mindset coaching package. Yeah.
Okay, so linking back to videos is not something I've missed. It's something that we're going to do.
We have not at your level, and anyone here who doesn't have staff, which on the call now is most of you guys. I've never talked about content creation for having scale in place. For example, a members area like myself and Jude have a Pinnacle, right? Or the courses that we're building, you know, that's for scale. It's scalability. So you guys, we don't have to coach individually the same thing over and over. So yeah, that's something we put together. To bring you guys that are here, lucky last people, just to pre-frame next week. Like, it will then come to the point of you're going to have to get behind the vision of being on camera, right? Then you open up a can of worms about recording content, the lighting, these things, which I always show you that I have here on the side because the lighting's so horrendous in this freaking cubby hole of mine. But you know, like all of that stuff comes into it. This is all stuff that we discuss. And if you want any advice on like what equipment to have and stuff like that, then we can discuss everything. So yeah, we'll go through it all, Ray. There's nothing you should have already done. Cool. We good, guys? Anything else? We're good. All right, guys. Good seminar. Speak to you all soon. And happy days. Right on the hour mark. I'm good. All right. Love you long time. Speak to you all soon.